All right. So in my previous in my previous life, I mean day one life, I have created one, a house. I have created one house. So this is day two of editing my own documentary in 3D style. मैंने पिछले वीडियो में एक प्लगइन के बारे में बात किया था BOSM करके है एक एक उसका नाम है कहाँ गया? अरे इसी में तो था ये फिर है यार तो मैं उसे एक बार इनेबल कर लेता हूँ Preferences, add-ons, here it is. Yeah, I need to flash. इफ मैं नया अगर ओपन करता हूँ तो उसके अंदर मिल जाएगा ऐड अरे यार सॉरी मैन मैं नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम से पक्का ऐड कर दूंगा वो ये अभी टाइम कितना हुआ है यहाँ पर है उसमें क्यों नहीं आ रहा है यार इसमें नहीं है ये भी कुछ इश्यूज हो रहे होंगे तो लेट्स append this file to new file okay इसका मैंने आई थिंक लिंक डाल दूंगा डिस्क्रिप्शन में तो डाउनलोड कर लेना इट इज फॉर बेसिकली मैपिंग अ सिटी so let's append our previous file that will be saved right so this is what we made yesterday today my main target is to get all the scenes ready so first of all I will delete I mean I will move this to another collection and disable this then I will just select a place for example I wanted Germany's map the city of Germany is Berlin I will just take an area small area not too big with this garden then go to the so selection rectangle adjust it accordingly alright and then press copy and again go to here press paste and then press import It will take some time and it will import all these uh, mapping data with 3D models extruded. Okay. So we got a base map. Now we have to add details. Like we don't have to add details in every building, but in some buildings like this, we have to add details. Let's first bump our visibility up. So go to view and increase this clipping end to 1000, 10,000, yeah, 10,000 working fine. Okay, then go to object, separate by views and or press tab, select all and go to XP and by loose part. It will basically separate all these into individual parts. See, these are all selected, divided individually. All right. So let's start by adding one camera. Right. Let's delete all these new buildings because we want to create 1946 1945 era scene. So let's delete all these. Next, delete this as well. What is this? Let's add a sun. Shift A, light, sun, G, Z. Bring this up and press N again. Z will be giving a render view. Okay. Is this a mosque or church? Shader editor. Let's place our main character somewhere in the middle of the streets. I think this this one apartment should be tall. Tall apartment, or maybe yeah, I think I can increase the height later on. Alright, so this is going to be our main character's house. Press scale. Okay, SZ. Bring this up. Go to object. Set origin. Origin to geometry. Right, so this is going to be a main character's apartment. Let's bring up a camera, then select this building, then press Shift S, and then go to selection to active. So the camera will be inside it. If we press num0, camera will be visible. So to view this, then press again N, go to view, then select this camera to view. Okay, then press again N and zoom it out. Okay, and just simply place this to go to viewport, and whatever this is, just bump it up. Right, think. Okay. Let's decrease this focal length to around 15. Clearly visible. Okay, instead of sun, let's add a sky texture. So let's say world in shader editor, press Shift A, select sky texture, join this, and let's increase the size to 1 and sun elevation to 2. This will add morning scene. Then press again N and just uncheck this option. Okay. Right, now I have to add details in this. So to add details, let's solo this up. Shift S. Tab this, Alt and click to select all these faces. Then Control R, add two curves. I think this will be enough. Right. Then simply select all these faces. Then press I and sorry, Alt I, then Alt I, and intrude this to something around this. Okay, instead of intruding now, let's add another loop cut that will be dividing this into further beams. Control R, Control R, on, man. Okay, so we have to add base as well. So simply select this, sorry, select these and press F. Now select all, then Control R and add around 4 blocks. And right, same with here. A Control R, 1, 2. That's it. Okay. Now then just select all, press I and sorry,
भाई क्या कर रहे हो?
भाई लाइव चल रहा है
अच्छा
यूट्यूब पे।
लाइव पे हो?
हाँ, press I, so and then again alt type. Extrude it a little bit. After this, press E, alt E, press alt E. Yes, extrude faces along normals. Select this and simply extrude these faces inwards. As of now, this is a very modern looking building. So we have to fix it with other details like mm, windows. Enable our reference. Just tap down our references. Hmm. So if we see this, to make windows a little bit more classic. Okay, so press again tab, select all these faces, select in a particular sequence, just select 1 and 2, then press Control Shift and plus. So it will select all these faces. The was let's intrude a little more. I think making one floor at a time will save us time and energy. So go to X-ray mode and delete all these. Tab X-ray. Right. So we got a base. It- Windows something like this. Let's tab. I think there is a better way to distribute these kind of shapes.
How do we get a complex shape like this to conform to the shape it's snapping to, and be able to move it around and still have it conform to that curve or surface? So I'm in Blender 4.1, I've got my screencast keys showing down the bottom here, and I've got this relatively complex and detailed object that I want to conform to this sphere underneath it. If I select the object, you might be thinking that I can use a shrink wrap. Well, if I go to the modifiers, add modifier, and start typing in shrink, that's under the deform, and select shrink wrap, choose my target of the sphere, it all squashes down the whole object, which is obviously problematic. I'll just hide that result for the moment in the viewport. What you might be thinking is something like maybe a vertex group. If I go into edit mode for my object, go to front view, zoom in a bit, go to wireframe mode and select the bottom vertices. I can then add them to a vertex group, and you can find that in the object data properties just here. I can add a new vertex group. I'll call this sticky. So those are the only vertices that are sticking. Assign those vertices to that group, and then go back to the modifier, and under vertex groups, I can choose my vertex group of sticky. And then let's re-show the modifier and the effects. I'll come back to solid view so you can see that, and out of edit mode, and it's only sticking those vertices, which might be useful, but I want to conform the whole top as well. So let's get rid of the shrink wrap. What we need to do instead is use a lattice to do the shrink wrapping for us. I'll show you what that means. With my object selected, I'll press Shift S, cursor to selected. So my 3D cursor's in the middle of my shape, Shift A to add, and we'll come down to lattice. And you can see the lattice is just this cube object. I'll go to top view to start with 7 on my numpad, and scale it up so it surrounds my shape. Don't worry about the height just for the moment. If I go to the lattice object data properties, you can see the different resolutions here. It's a little bit confusing because it's using the UVW instead of XYZ, but the W is kind of the height or the local Z. We can turn that down to 1. And that makes it completely flat. For the others, we need to give it some resolution because we need that resolution to conform.
I have a different idea that can help. So let's find the vintage window. We got this. So simply just drag and drop, place it here. I'm using Blender Kit. This is a game-changing add-on. Escape NGZ. Okay. Select this and press Alt P. Let's go here. Select this and Alt P and clear and keep transformations. So you can now delete this. It will not move around freely. Alright, so now we have to arrange this, all these faces. Okay, maybe shrink wrap can help. Target this one. Okay. Something like this might work. Instead, I think vertex group idea will be better. So let's just delete this for now. Move this away. Press tab. Let's post. Solo this. Press tab. And all these vertices. To vertex paint. Sorry. The fuck. Go to vertex data. Okay, yeah. In this, press this plus icon. It will add a vertex group. Rename it anything window holder. Tab Alt H. Then just deselect this. So go to modify a text group window holder. Okay. G Y. Nothing, not working. Let's delete this. RZ 180 G. Okay, it will not work. So remove this modifier, just simply dash this to the wall. Then add an array modifier. Only if that shrink wrap would work, that would be good. Because if we add this shrink wrap and make this our target, then simply just increase this a little bit, and if you adjust this X factor, increase the count, maybe it will wrap. No, it will not wrap. Sorry. Array is good, but not the shrink wrap. Let's decrease the number of windows. Right. Then again Shift D. Sorry, don't press Shift D, press Alt D and Y. SRZ 180 and GX it's not going to work like that. Okay, so let's press Shift D, GY, RZ 180 degree, GX, GY. Right. So now what I want to do is decrease the count to 2, adjust their distance, something like this. Then Alt D, Alt D, XX. Okay, I will add a door here. So to make a door, let's move this to here. Scale is X. Right. F. Okay. As of now, it is going to look like this, similar to what we want to achieve, but without a door, it's not looking that great. So let's add a door these faces. Edges as well. Let's also push these to something like this here. It's working. Select these edges as well. But then with this, we might need to delete this vertex. Delete this, everything will be destroyed. So let's extrude this. Let's delete this. This as well. Right. Press Alt, click this, then press G. Sorry, simply just push this. GX X. Yeah. It's good. Select this. This. This F. We'll add a face here. Face here as well. So it's done now. Got everything prepared. Let's just pavement. So this is also done. Now let's add a door. Page door. Thing like this might work. So our door is also ready. So person, we have to maybe tap read this. Things up. It's ready. Now just duplicate this as well. Is it? Nice. So it is done. Let's add a roof. So select all these tops. It's not add in X-ray mode. Red mode. Press F. So it's all bad now. We will have to select these. Make a roof. Or just you will have to select this. Roof as well as base. So we will need to add plane. Yes, section 2 active. Oh, thank you. The problem with this is we have very uneven edges. Very uneven. Is snapped quickly. Let's select this vertex, sorry, global, adjust it to this, to its edge, like this. Same goes with this. राइट, सो ये होने के बाद हमें यहाँ पर एक लूप कट ऐड करना पड़ेगा। तो उसको सेलेक्ट किया, कंट्रोल आर, जी एक्स, यहाँ पे लेके आ गए, सेलेक्ट दिस वर्टेक्स, जी की जरूरत नहीं है। Add another vertex. This. So our roof is ready. Got that ready. Already now. Tab. Left tab and select all these edges. F. So after all this boring task, this is done. Our first floor. We'll just replicate all these two top, and that's it. So press tab again, move out, select this one, GZ, and Shift D, GZ. Okay, okay, we've got everything. Let's select this. Then select this, press Alt and apply. Applying, select Control A. Yeah. Select this, then Control J. So it will join all these, everything. But I think we do one more thing before joining them. That is add that is to add a Boolean modifier. After adding Boolean modifier, select this one. So what it does is basically GY that's nothing. Float difference intersect. No, it does nothing. नींद आ रही है यार. Select all these and apply modifier. मॉडिफायर तो अप्लाई किया था. अब इन सबको सेलेक्ट करके कंट्रोल जे दबा दो. सब ज्वाइन हो गए, एक सिंगल ऑब्जेक्ट बन गया. कैन सी हियर कुछ ऐसा लगेगा देखने में. तो दरवाजे के पास में कुछ रह गया. अच्छा, ये वाला सेगमेंट रह गया ना. select one. Sorry, that's it. Now I will add an array modifier. Expect to 0 and Z21. Okay. Y21. We're adding Y21. Let's add it to around 4-story building. That's it. We will add a roof and wrap it up. Okay, so let's enable everything. Camera, this is how it is looking as of now, but the details will be added soon. So, for today, that's it. Let's join in again tomorrow or maybe after an hour. Bye.